If you've purchased a used vehicle or you're purchasing a used vehicle, but the title of the vehicle is filled out incorrectly, maybe it's missing ownership information on the back, it's so damaged that you can't even read it, or it's lost and just missing altogether. And in Tennessee, if the value, fair market value of your vehicle is over $3,000 and it's less than 30 years old, you're gonna have to get a bonded title in order to legally register, drive, and even sell the vehicle. And that's why in this short video, I'm gonna help you understand what a bonded title is, what a title bond is and how to purchase one, and cover the most common questions people have about title bonds and bonded titles. Before we get too deep into the video, if you get value from this video and the title bond process or bonded title process is a little bit easier because of me, hit that like button for me. Let me know that I'm actually adding a little bit of value to your life. It would mean a lot to me. Let's get into it. There are 3 topics that you need to understand first before I tell you exactly how to purchase your title bond. Topic 1, what is a bonded vehicle title? So as I've mentioned, if you've purchased a used vehicle, but the title is either filled out incorrectly, maybe it's so damaged you can't read it, or it's just missing altogether, even with a nice bill of sale from somebody else that you're purchasing the vehicle from, you're still gonna have to get a bonded title because you're gonna have to prove a legal vehicle ownership, register the vehicle to operate it legally, or even sell it legally. So really when you look at it, a bonded title is not much different from a normal standard title. It's going to prove ownership and kind of reestablish that ownership chain with you. The big difference is it's backed by a title surety bond. And that brings us to topic number 2. Topic 2, what is a title surety bond? So a title surety bond is a type of surety bond that backs this bonded vehicle title. And at a high level, a surety bond, or in this case, a surety bond is a financially backed legal contract that acts as a promise that you are the new rightful owner of this vehicle. You see, you have to purchase this title bond because it's going to protect any possible rightful past owner of the vehicle, any lien holder who has a legal claim on the vehicle. For example, let's say you get your bonded title today. 1 year from now, somebody comes forward and says, hey, that's my vehicle, and they actually bring proof that it is their vehicle. They can make a claim against the title bond for financial compensation, which is usually going to be about the fair market value of the car at that time. Topic 3, the title bond waiting period. In Tennessee, once you get your bonded title, there's a waiting period of 3 years. It's during this period of time that any past owner or any lien holder has their opportunity to come make a claim for this vehicle. Like I said, we're gonna handle a lot of that during the process. Once the 3-year period is over, the bonded title, the title bond that backs the bonded title is automatically gonna expire, so you don't even have to worry about that. That title itself will expire. You can take it back into your DMV or local county clerk's office or tax office and get a standard title issued. This vehicle is now officially yours. So if a claim were to come forward and say, hey, somebody came forward and said, hey, that's my car, here's proof. Even if they have legitimate proof, it does not matter. That car is yours. They missed their chance. Now, let's talk about the 3 steps to get your title surety bond. The 3 steps to get a bonded title in Tennessee. In the description, I have a link where this is all laid out in a written format, and you can also go request pricing if you need to. So once you listen to this, click on that link, go through the process, make sure you have everything in order, and then you can actually get real pricing for your title bond and maybe even purchase it. So let's get into it with step number 1. Step 1, get the title bond amount. So the first thing we need to do in order to get the title bond amount is get the value of your vehicle. The best way to do this is using a website called Kelley Blue Book, or you can use the NADA guide, which I do believe is now JD Powerhouse. Both of those links are also in the description, so when you're done watching this video, you can also click there and get this value of your vehicle. Once you, well actually before I even say that, once you get your value from these websites, if you don't like the value, you think it should be higher, lower, whatever, you could always go to a local dealership and have them appraise the vehicle. But once you get this value, the bond amount, the title bond amount must be 1.5 times this value you just got. So for example, if you went through the process to get your value, you found out it was $7,000, the title bond amount is gonna be $10,500. Don't let this figure kind of scare you or anything. This is just the maximum amount of financial compensation available to a successful claim. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. But remember, if you just once you go through this bonded title process with the state, it's gonna be a very rare chance that a claim actually ever happens. Step 2, get your title bond price. So the price for your title surety bond is going to be based on the vehicle value that you just calculated. The price is ultimately determined by a surety, and a surety is just an insurance company that chooses to underwrite title bonds. We are Surety Bonds Direct. It's our job to find you the lowest price because we have a network of A-rated sureties that we can go to and find the lowest price. The good news is, in most cases, we've already secured as low of a price as possible with no credit check. And I'm going to come back to that credit check in a second. First, let me show you the initial pricing for vehicles at certain values so you can kind of get an idea, and then we'll talk about that credit check. Up to a $10,000 bond amount, you can purchase for one payment of $100. Above $10,000 to $50,000, you can purchase for 1% to 1.5% of the bond amount. Click on the link in the description below so you can find out which percentage is applicable to you. What if your bond amount is over $50,000? So if your title bond amount is over $50,000, in this case, you're going to have a soft personal credit check in order to kind of establish trust with the surety. When you think about it, just this larger bond amount inherently comes with some more risk. Plus, statistically, more expensive vehicles tend to be stolen. So that's just kind of the reason why they want to use your personal credit as that like sign of trust. But don't worry, we are more than capable of helping you if you have poor or limited credit. So let me show you how that's going to work. The process is simple. All we're going to do is take your personal information. Once we get that, we'll go to all of our different sureties and try to find you the lowest possible price. It's kind of crazy. The rates do come in all over the board. So you can save hundreds of dollars by finding the lowest rate. Once we find you that lowest rate, we're going to deliver it to you with a price, and then it's up to you to find that time when it's good to purchase. You have 30 days from when you get your quote to when you actually, as long as that quote's good. But when you're ready, purchasing is super easy. Let me show you. And step 3, purchase your title bond and have it issued. When you're ready, you can purchase over the phone with a bond specialist or just complete an online order form. Either way, it's super fast. I do want to stress that when you purchase, it is one payment. So let's say, for example, it was at $100. That's $100 for all 3 years. It's not anything that recurs. Once you do pay and your payment processes, our bond issuance team is going to prepare your bond with the correct information, including correct bond form for your state, the required signatures and seals, the power of attorney, so it is accepted when you turn it in. We will email you a copy of the bond so you can print it off, sign it, and then you can have that part of the bonded title process done so that when you do turn in your application, that title bond part is good to go. Let's recap and answer some common questions. All right, so let's recap real quickly. A bonded title is very similar to a standard title. It's proving ownership, and right with a bonded title, you're reestablishing that chain of ownership. In order to get a bonded title, you have to have a title surety bond. The title surety bond is a financially backed legal promise that this vehicle is your vehicle. And in Tennessee, the bonded title waiting period is 3 years, at which point the title will expire, as well as automatically the title bond will expire. You can go have a standard title issued. Now, let's answer 2 of the most common questions that we always get. Can you sell the vehicle after you get the bonded title? Yes, you can sell the vehicle once you get your bonded title. Remember, the bonded title is very similar to a standard title. All you're going to do is, like just if you were to sell a normal title, you flip it over, put the new owner's name on it, and transfer that ownership to that person. They're going to hold on to that bonded title for the remainder of that waiting period. But here's the catch. The title bond that backs the bonded title stays in your name. So if there's a claim down the road that is legitimate and there's a claim made against the title bond, you are still on the hook for that. But remember, like I said, when you go through this whole bonded title process, you're going to be doing a lot of the checking for whether or not if it's stolen or whether or not there are any liens. So it should be extremely rare for that to ever happen. What happens if you move to another state during the 3-year waiting period? So this is a little more confusing, kind of depends on the state you're moving to. In a lot of cases, you can just keep the title as your proof of ownership in that new state. The the title bond that backs the surety bond is going to stay in the state where you had it titled, and that will stay active for that 3-year period or throughout that 3-year period. When you go register your vehicle in the new state, you may have to go through this process again. It really depends on the state, getting another bonded title for that state. So just check, obviously you'll check this automatically when you go register the vehicle, but I hate to say it kind of depends. But that is the title bond process. It's not as complicated as it seems. It is something you do have to do. So when you're ready, click on the link in the description. You can go through these steps one more time. Request your pricing. A lot of times, like if you have a vehicle that's not valued at crazy high amounts, you can purchase your title bond today. In a lot of cases, you can even print it directly when you're done purchasing. So you can get this process done, move on to the rest of the bonded title process. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'll make sure I answer you. You can always give us a call too. A bond specialist will help you answer all your questions and get you set up. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if I helped you out today and made this kind of process a lot clearer. I appreciate it.